Hello guys, welcome to the Selenium training. This is Anshul Chauhan from easybix.com and today we are going to discuss how we can generate the extent report in Selenium tests. So let's have a look at a high level agenda. So the very first thing what we are going to discuss is what is extent report. Then we will see how we can configure the extent report in our test projects. Then we will see how we can generate the extent reports. So let's move to the very first slide. What is extent report? So as many of you, if you have used any of licensed testing tool, then there is always a nice reporting available in all the licensed tools. You can pick the QTP, you can pick the rational rows or any other tool what you are using for automation testing. They all have the inbuilt HTML or inbuilt reporting features. But with Selenium we have a challenge. In Selenium it's an open source library, so with Selenium we don't have any reporting tool available with Selenium. So generally we use TestNG with Selenium and we rely on the TestNG report, which is HTML report but which is not rich in HTML. So we can deliver the same report to the customer, or with the help of that report we can easily go through with the all tests. Suppose you have almost 100 and 120 tests in your test suits, then with the HTML TestNG HTML report, it is not easy to go on with the all fatal errors, all with the skip tests, or all with the result of all the result of your test case of your test suits. So to resolve this problem we need to look at some other reporting portals at some other reporting tools. So in the same row we have the extent report, which is quietly good in HTML, which have the pie chart itself in reporting, and which have a very good reporting features inside it, and which is very easily integrated with the TestNG, and you can use it with the Selenium because you generally use TestNG framework for the testing to generate the Selenium scripts. So extent report is an open source library for rich HTML reporting for TestNG tests. So in the coming slides we will implement the program where we can generate the extent report, and we will see how we can the extent report is HTML rich and what are the other features which we have in the extent report. And extent report have very rich UI with the pie charts and all detailed log options. Even you can, in the extent report you can easily look at the steps level of your test case. You can look at the all the test cases, how much time your test is going to execute, and what is the total time of your suite execution. And there are a lot of steps available in the extent report. We will see what are these in the coming slides. Now the question comes in, how you can configure the extent report. So guys, it is very easy to configure the extent report. You don't need to do anything. You just go to the extent report official website, download the jars which are available over there, and add these jars inside your test projects. So to configure the extent report, you in your project you need to follow the below mentioned steps, like download the extent report libraries, add extent libraries in your test project, and design test using TestNG framework. Why we need to design our test using TestNG frameworks? Because as we all know, TestNG by default creates some kind of reporting. So using that particular reporting, extent report will further create the extent report. So that's why we use TestNG to generate the extent report. Now let's see how we can generate the extent report, and we will explore the extent report. So very first we need to create a test project. So as we know, in the previous videos we are working in this project easybix.yt. So here I have a class, I have a package com.report. Here I will create a new class, extent report. Okay, now let's come to our next option. We have already created the test project. Now create test using TestNG framework. So before create any test using TestNG framework, first we will see how we can configure the extent report inside our test project. So we need to go to the our go to our browser and type extent report. Okay, on the very first link you will see extentreports.com. You need to visit this site. This is the official site of extent report, and here you will find the two versions for the extent report, the pro version and the community version. The pro version is a paid version and the community version is a free version. So we will go with the community version. Extent has paid from version 3 up to version 2, it was not paid. Here we have the two different links available for the Java projects and for the .NET projects. So we will download the Java project. So we will click on this link, Java 3.6, and you can see it will redirect you on a zip file. So we will click on the download options to download that particular zip. So you can see it has been downloaded. I will go to my downloads. Here I have the options extent. Here I have the downloaded zip file extent reports.java.3.0.6. I will extract this file. It has been extracted here inside my C directory, inside my downloads directory. I will open it. So here I will find something like readme.md file, license file, and extent report 3.0.6.jar and extent configure.xml. Inside the libs I will find another jar as well, like commons, bsh, http core, http mime, and jcommander, and there are a lot of jars available inside this lib folder as well. So I have already extracted, I have already downloaded that and keep that file inside my D. You can see here I have the extent reports.java 3.6 folder, and I have the libs and the extent report jar over here. So inside my project I have already configured the extent report. So let's see, suppose if you want to configure the extent report inside your project, then what you need to do, you need to go to your test project, right click your test project, go to the build path, go to the configure build path, and click on the external jars. Here you need to select the jars what you need to keep inside your project. So first jar we will keep inside our project is extent reports 3.3.6.jar. Open it and keep it. Now we need to add some other jars. Which jars? Which are available inside the lib file. So I will go inside the lib directory and press Ctrl A to select all the jars and click open button. So it will include all the jars inside my project. I will click on apply and click on OK. So you can see inside your referenced libraries you will find these jars very easily. You can see the commons available here, and let me find out the extent for you. Extent, where has it come? You can see this is available here, extent reports 3.03. So that's all how you can configure the extent report inside your projects. So we have already created the extent report Java file. Now suppose we want to create the test. We want to implement the extent report inside our tests. So let's see. So very first, before configure the extent report, let's design some kind of sample test in TestNG, like public void pass test, and here I will put some kind of code, some dummy code, like this is my pass test, and I will put some kind of assertion over here, assert true, and to make the condition true I will pass the true over here. So what it will do, it will pass that particular test. I I will put @test annotation with this test method. Using the same way, I will put another one and I will make another method. I will name the second method failed test. This is my failed test, and I said true, I will deliberately pass false inside it, so it will fail the test. And third test, I will name it skip test. This is my skip test. Do you remember how we can skip the test in TestNG? I have shown you the way in my video where I have explained how you can skip the test in TestNG. If you don't remember, then please go to the video and learn how you can skip the test in TestNG. For the time being, if you remember, then we can use throw skip exception. Okay, insert new keyword. Yeah, I forgot it. Skip exception, and I will skip the test. Now I need to pass the message inside my skip exception. Skip test forcefully. That's it. So you can easily understand we have created the three tests. The first test will execute and it will pass. The second test will fail because we are failing it forcefully, and the third test will be skipped. So let's execute this test class, run as TestNG test. So you can see 3 tests, 1 failure, 1 skip. You can see in the result failed test 1, passed test 1, and 1 test has been skipped. Now you all you know how we can find out the report for this. We need to find out that index.html file, and we need to open it. We need to open this file. So we will copy this location, open the directory, open the new directory, paste the path over here, and here I need to open the html.index file. So this is my TestNG reporting. So you can see this reporting is not a good reporting, although I have all the information over here, but this is not the reporting which I can forward to my clients or the stakeholders of your project. So what to do to resolve the issue? What you can do to resolve this issue, to provide a better reporting to TestNG test or the Selenium test, you need to create the extent report. So how we can create the extent report? So very first we need to define the @before test methods, and inside the before test method I need to initialize the extent report. So let's see how we can initialize the extent report. So first create a method public start test. Okay, and assign the before test annotation to this method. Why before test? Because public void. Because before starting the execution of any test, this method should be execute. Which method? The start test method. And what we are going to do in the start test method, we are going to configure the extent report in the start test method. So very first we need to create the object of extent reports. Extent reports. Create the object of the extent reports. We are just declaring it, we are not initializing it right now, right here. Then we need to create the we need to declare the extent HTML reporter. We will discuss it. What are these things? HTML reporter. HTML report. Now we need to declare one more thing, extent test. Extent test. So extent reporter is a class which will collect the data which is required to generate the report. Okay, HTML reporter is something which will create the file, the HTML kind of file, and collect the data. And the extend test is something which will insert the data regarding related to a test case inside the extend report. We have already declared this method. Now we will initialize this method. So in the very first we need to initialize the HTML reporter. HTML reporter equals to new extend HTML reporter, and you can see we need to pass the file path here. Now what is this file? What we need to pass inside the constructor of HTML reporter? We need to pass the value of the file name what we want to create. Suppose by default in testng the file is created with the name of index.html. So here you need to pass the location of your test of your report file and the name of your report file. So either you can pass any hard code location, inside it, or we can make it very generic, like always when this particular test class will execute, it will generate the extend report inside this directory test.output. We can do that. So for that particular thing we don't need to pass the hard code value inside it. What all we need to do, we need to read the workspace where my particular project has been created inside my hard disk, inside which location that particular project has been created. How we can do that? Using system dot get properties. user.dir. This particular line, this will redirect me this will return me the path of my particular workspace. Is that clear? So this system.get property user.dir, what this will return? This will return me the path of my project, where my project has been created inside my hard disk. Now what we need to do, we need to create the report inside this particular test output. So you can see the structure. Inside the EasyBixYT, I have the structure src, then I have test output. So my test output directory, if I will copy the path of test output, so you can see I will copy the path and paste over here. This is my workspace for my project inside my hard disk, and you can see my test output directory is present inside my project. Okay, and where I need to create my extend report inside the test output directory. So what I need to do, I need to append the path here. So how can we append the path? Using plus. It's very simple. So we will go to use this, will return me the path of my project. Now what we need to do, we need to go to the test output. Make sure the spelling of your directory should be correct, and here we need to create the file, and suppose we need to create the file with the name of extend report.html. Why .html? Because we are creating the HTML report, and we will pass this particular thing as a string. Okay. Right. I am getting the issue. Is a directory, I have created that, and this. What is the compilation error? I am getting the compilation error. Invalid sequence. Okay. I have put it the wrong bar over here. This should be like this. Okay, make sure if you will put double slash, then it will be very good, because double slash will help you if you are executing your project inside the Linux or Unix box. Okay, So it will be helpful. So what it will do, it will extend extend HTML reporter will create a file with extend report.html with the name of extend report.html inside my test directory. Now I need to attach that particular file with my reporter, extend reporter. And what is the object of my extend reporter? Is reporters dot attach reporter. What reporter? HTML reporter. So it will pass the file to the HTML reporter, which will take care of the all HTML files. Please make sure inside your extend report you can add the system information, or you can add the environment information as well. How we can add the environment information? Let's this using set system info. Here you need to pass the key, suppose machine, and you need to pass your machine name, Anshul, like my machine name is Anshul 772G, and I need to pass another system info like environment. So I am working on the DevOps environment, and now suppose I want to pass another info, system info like build, and suppose I am working on the stage, or I am working on the integration build. So using this way you can pass anything, you can pass any information which is related to your environment. Suppose you need to pass your Windows, you need to pass your OS version. If you are using or obviously if you are using any API test, then you can pass your methods like you are using JSON, or you are using XML, or you are using Pozo. And if you are using in case of UI, you can pass your browser name. Are you using IE or Chrome? Anything you can pass over here. Okay, so this all information will comes in my environments blog inside my HTML extend report. Let's insert one more thing, which could be anything. You can put anything over here. Okay, like okay, keep the browser, although we are not using browser in this test case, and put IE over here. Okay, so we have seen the use of these two things, the reporter and the HTML reporter, and we have initialized these two things inside my start test method. Now how we can use that particular extend test, how we can keep the entry, or how we can create the entry for the test. So to create the entry for the test, we need to use the extend test method. We need to use extend test method to create the entry of the test case inside your extend report. Now let's see how we can do that. So to create the test inside the report, we need to use test reporter, the object of extend report, and create test. Here I need to mention the name of my test case. So what this line will do, this line will insert a test with the name of pass test inside your extend report. Okay, this will create the test inside your extend report. Using the extend report, you can also pass the logs. How we can pass the logs? Like test dot pass, or we can pass like this, test status dot pass test passed. I'm getting error. Why I'm getting error? Status string. No, this is not the way. This was the way how we can pass the log inside the version 2. Let me try what we have in version 3. Do we have anything direct? Okay, we have direct log level available in version 3. So using test dot pass, and you can pass the methods like pass the version like first test passed. Okay, what this will do, this will insert the log inside your test case, inside your test report. Using the same way, I need to create this thing for my second test and pass the name of my second test, failed test, and mention the log label for my second test. Okay, this could be like test failed, and we can keep the same thing for the third test as well, for my skip test. And we need to pass the method test name over here, and you can pass the log, although this line will not execute because it will throw the exception from here, from this line, skip execution. So in the same way I am getting the error over here. Okay, so we don't have any need to pass it over here. So this is the way how you can configure the extend report. So you can see we have initialized the report, and we have write down some data inside the reports. You can see here I am creating the file, and these things like create test, it will inserting this pass stat inside the report, and the log also inserting some things inside the report, but we are not closing the file. So before closing this particular test class, we need to close the file. So how we can close the file? So always what is the best approach to close the extend report? I think after the execution of all the tests of that particular class, you can close your extend report, because we are working with the single class, with the single test class. So we are using these startup method and the closing method at a class level but when you design the framework, when you work with the complete project, then obviously these kind of things should be inside your before shoot and after shoot annotations. Okay, so create a method public void and test, and put after test annotation over here. Okay, and what we are going to here, we are going to close the reports dot flush. This is the method which will flush the all the data inside the reports, and okay, and it will close the file. So let's execute it. How we can execute it? Using the simple way, you can execute it as like test.ng file. It has been executed, the same result has been populated. Okay, now I have the 3 tests as a skip test, null pointer exception, where I am getting the null pointer exception. Com reporter dot extend report start test, line number 24. Here I am getting the null pointer exception. Okay, so let's see why we are getting the null pointer exception over here. So here we are getting the null pointer exception. Now we need to see why we are getting the null pointer exception in my test case. So we need to click here at line number 24. I am getting the null pointer exception. Why I am getting the null pointer exception? So we need to put a debug point over here. We will debug our test case. Okay, now go right click on your test class, go to the debug mode, like debug as test.ng test. So the first line will execute. Line number 23, I will press F6 to execute the line. Check the HTML reporter, I am getting the object. Now press F6 to go to the next line. Okay, I am getting the exception on this line. Got it? I am getting the exception on this line. Okay, so actually we have not initialized the extend reports in my test case. we are creating some objects and we are assigning that object to the to a reports, and report is null at that point. That's why I'm getting the null pointer exception, because I'm going to fire some kind of actions on a null object. So I need to initialize the reports equals to new extend reports. Okay, now I need to execute my test case again. Run as test ng test. So you can see all test has been executed. We will verify the result. Failed test has been failed, the passed is passed, and the skipped one is skipped. As we have mentioned inside the as we have implemented our test case, the test case is behaving in the same way. Now what we need to do, we need to find out our reports, and where I will get the report inside my test output directory with the name of extend report.html. So explore this test output directory, and here you will find the file. Yes, here is my file extend report.html. So I have opened it inside my, I have already opened it inside my directory, inside my Windows Explorer. I will click this file extend report.html to view the reports. You can see all test has been present here. You can compare the reports. This is the report, this is the HTML report of the test ng, and this is the HTML report of the extend report. You can verify, click on this icon and you can verify. Here I am getting the values in the environment what we have mentioned in my test case, like machine, this is my machine name, what I have given there, environment, what I have given there, DevOps, build, integration, and browser IE. You can see I have inserted all the system information inside my test case in the before test, you can see. But one thing, have you noticed, all the test present inside my report is marked as a test pass. No test is being failed inside my report, but in actual only single test has been passed, other test has been failed, and another test has been skipped. So it means extend report is providing me the wrong data. So is there any issue in the implementation, or this is the defect in the extend report itself? Obviously a lot of people are using these libraries, then we have missed something. Extend report is working fine on their end, and what we have missed we have missed to tell the test case result to the extend report. We are executing the test case, but we are not telling the result of the, you can see we are creating the test, we are passing the log level, but we are not telling the result of the test case to the extend report. So how we can do that? Is this possible to provide the all test result in a single way, or in a single at a single time to the extend report? No, you need to write down the result of test case of each test case after the execution of that particular test case. And how we can do that? We need to write down some kind of code which will insert the result inside the extend report after the execution of that particular test. So suppose if you want to execute some kind of code after the execution of your test, so after the execution of each test method, so how we can do that? We need to put that particular test code inside the after method annotations. So create a method public void and set test result. Just name it set test result and put this method inside the after method annotation. Why? Because the code which is present inside this after method annotation will execute after the execution of each test method. And what we need to insert over here, we need to insert the result, the test result. How we can insert the test result? We can do that using the iTest listener. It is the listener inside the test ng, iTest result. This is the listener in the test ng. It will, you can see org test ng iTest result. This interface will give me the result of my each test. How we can do that? If result equals to, suppose we need to insert only the, we need to first insert the result for the test case which has been passed. we need to insert the result for the test which has been passed or which has been failed. So first, suppose we want to insert the result for the test case which has been failed. So what we need to do, we need to put result dot get status. What it will return? It will return with the status of the result. Which result? I test result. And it is executing after the method, so it will provide me the status of the current test. Okay, and I test result dot failure. I will compare this. If something is failing, then what we need to do, we need to test dot log, and we need to log the status. What is status? Result dot get test name. What it will do, it will provide me the test case name. And how we can do that? Log, is there the method log? No, it is like test dot fail. Yes, fail. What it will insert? It will insert the test name. It will insert the test name. So it will insert the test name in the log. Is it result dot? Let me verify the signature. Get test name. If the result related instance implement I test or use, return the test name, otherwise returns the null. Okay, this should be like there. And what I need to do, I need to find out the reason as well. Fail result dot and get throwable. What it will insert? It will insert the error, the reason of the failure. Okay, else if I will copy this line, if the test is there is nothing like pass. No, we have the failure, we have the started success. We have success, created, failure, escape, started. If the test is success, then what we need to do, we need to put like this result, and here I will call the pass. Else if about the third case, which is escaped. And what could be over here? It could be escape. And what I need to do, I need to insert test dot escape, and here test case. I will put the test case name like result dot get test name, and put the message has been escaped. Done. So what we are doing, we have saved it. We are comparing the result with the status. If the status is failure, then we are failing the test case. We are logging the fail condition and logging the error as well. If the test case has been passed, then we are passing the test case. And if the test is being failed, then we are being escaped, then we are skipping the test case. Let's execute it one more time. Run as test-ng test. You can see it has been executed. One passed, one failed, one escaped. And we will open our report one more time. Before open the report, refresh it and extend report. Test output. Extent is not being created. Yeah, this is here. And you can see we are getting the result inside my extent report. One test has been failed, another has been passed, and another has been escaped. Okay, we are getting null. Test case, null has been escaped. What we are not getting? We are not getting the test name. Okay, I I think this should be the get name. Yes, this should be the get name, not the get test name. This should be the get name. Okay, save it, execute it one more time, run as testng test. It has been executed. Go to our directory, refresh it and open the file. Now verify. Yes, skip test has been skipped. So here you can see we are getting the result. We are getting the dashboard. Here I am getting the test. One has been passed, one has been failed, one in another. So total 3 tests, one escaped, one passed, one failed. On the hover you can see this is the pie chart in the different color available over here. Here I am getting the total number of steps. One step is passed, one step has been skipped, 2 was passed and the 2 was failed. Here I am getting the total test, total steps, the start time and the end time and the total time taken by the class, 153 millisecond. Okay, in the dashboard I am getting the test and the step. So I will click on this test. So I am getting the data of the related to this test. If I will click on the skip, I am getting the data of the skip related test case. If I am click on the failed test, I am getting the data related to the failed test. So you can see in the failed test I have inserted the throwable. So I am getting the error message inside my report. Expected true but found false, and this is the complete error message. So you can compare these reports. This is the testng HTML report and this is the extent HTML report, and extent HTML report is far better than testng HTML report. Let's come to our slide. So we have seen we have created the test case using the testng framework. We have already configured the extent jars and we have executed the testng test cases. So before closing today's tutorial, I need to explain one more thing, how we can explore the extent report. So go to the extent report. So you can see here I am getting the 3 options over here. On the very first one I am getting the detailed of all test cases. Here I am getting some kind of dashboard over here. So here I have the status bar. So if you will move your mouse over the status bar, you will get the options pass, fail and skip. You can click on the pass, so it will show you the only pass test case. If you will click on the fail, it will show you only the fail test case, and if you click on the skip, it will show you only the skip test case. To clear the filter, you need to click over clear filters. It will show you the all test case. Using the same way, we have the second option, dashboard. It will show you the dashboard inside this above this folder, above this widget. If you will enable it, it will show you the dashboard on each test case. But if you will hide it, it will not show you the dashboard. The second is search, and you can search anything over here. Now come to our test case. Currently you are getting the failed test, and here you are getting the total, the start time, the end time and the total execution time of that particular test. Okay, in the very first line you are getting the name of test methods what we have inserted, and in the second log you are getting the error why the test has been failed. Here you have some kind of options. Using this way, if you click on pass, this is right, it means pass. So no steps has been passed in that particular test case, that's why I am getting blank. If I will click on fail, so it will show me the only failed step. If I will click on the fatal, so I need to clear it first. I need to clear all. Click on the fatal, then I am getting nothing. Clear this because no fatal error was present over there. If I will click on error, because no error was present over there in the test case, that's why I am getting nothing. So I need to clear it. Using the same way, you can filter. So using this pane, you can filter out the steps. If your test case has a lot of steps, like 40-50 steps, and you need to find out the steps which contains the error only, then this is very useful feature for you. Okay, if you want to see the steps which has been passed only, then this is a useful feature for you. Although we are getting the execution time over here. Okay, we are getting the test list over here and the steps list over here for any particular test case. Using the second option, click on it. It will show you only the failed test case. Okay, and in this pane it will show you the errors, all the error or the failed steps. Okay, and the third one is dashboard. It will show you the complete dashboard. So this is the way, or this is the extent report, how you can generate the extent report and what is the extent report. In the coming tutorials we will see some more interesting facts about the extent report. So this is all for today's training. Okay, so thank you guys. As usual, if you have any comment, if you have any question, any doubt regarding this extent report, how we can use the version 3 and what is the difference between the version 2 and version 3, you need some kind of analysis of, if you have